So hey everyone, I just came out to Malden Park here. I thought I'd come out on this first day of winter and just get out on a little urban nature hike, if you will. So as you would have seen from the signage, I am at Malden Park, where I go frequently because it's kind of all we have in Windsor, these little areas on the west end of Windsor. So I am going to make my way through Malden Park here, and then I'm gonna go over to Ojibwe, I think. So get out on a little hike today. Maybe altogether round trip by the time we get back to my place will probably be somewhere around 13 kilometers, I would imagine. So we've had some wind lately, and you'll see some of the damage here. Not 100% sure where this one came from. I was kind of looking, but not too sure. I'm off this tree right there, but I'm not too sure exactly where. Squirrels are today because it's a pretty warm day for I believe it's the 21st of December today, the Winter Solstice. So the days actually only get longer from here, so there is a positive for anybody looking for one. If winter would stay like this in Windsor all year long, it wouldn't be too bad. Little grass tunnel here in the reeds. So give you a little history on Malden Park that you won't probably find on any signs here, but you'll notice that there's a lot of car noise. There's a road right there. That's the expressway right in front of us. So this whole area that Malden Park sits on at one time was the city landfill. That lasted right up until about 1970-ish, I do believe. And then after it was done being used as a landfill, it was kind of sat empty, nothing really going on with it. I believe one of the cement companies may have used it for, you know, like broken concrete and kind of like their yard or something like that. Pretty much sat like that and kind of in a state of dormant for many years. And then in the early 90s, something started happening with it. I remember coming here in the late 80s, early 90s, before it was a park. It was nothing like this. Excuse me. It was nothing like this at all. So it's been resculptured in that. It had some elevation from stuff being dumped here and that, but the rest of this is kind of what's manifested since then, and it's gone back to what it was before. These trees, these forests had been here for a long time. These Carolinian Forests is what they are. So there's a lot of history with that throughout this whole area. This is what this whole area would have looked like at one time before we got our hands on it. So you can hear the traffic in the background, so it kind of gives you the mixture of things going on here. It's used for a lot of things. You can see a couple guys running there. It's a very well used park nowadays for running, recreational walking, everything. Mountain biking trails all throughout, which we're going to be walking on a lot of them. So there's a paved trail that goes all the way around. If you stick on the pavement, it's about 3 kilometers. So in 2023, guys, I believe there's a few areas that will be included in this. Malden Park, Black Oaks, Spring Garden area. I'm probably missing something, but a few areas that they're going to kind of loop together and link together is what they're going to call a national urban nature area or park, nature park. So that's pretty cool. It will be protected. Even though you can hear traffic and stuff like that, there's some pretty endangered species that live in these little pockets of woods and that. So between flora and fauna, plants and animals, there's different reptiles, different birds, different types of trees and flowers and stuff like that that only grow in these types of areas. So it's really important that people get on board with protecting these types of things, for sure. So yeah, kind of an interesting shot here. It's going to be a little hard because we're looking into the sun, but might be able to see the cars on the expressway over there, truck going by. Then you got some pretty nice nature right here. You know, there doesn't seem like there's much going on at this time of the year. And see, I actually want to do a video about this urban park area in the spring. I could do it now. Like, it's pretty easy to think there's nothing going on, but like I like to say, there's always something going on in nature, no matter where it is or when it is. Like on a day like today, all the squirrels are out foraging, getting some food in them. Squirrels in Windsor they come out periodically throughout the winter, especially if it's a mild winter, right? So yeah, this is kind of like it's not the highest point of the park. It's just kind of like what probably could be considered like a meadow, but it's not. Some grasslands. They've also got some mountain bike a flow trail over there with some jumps and stuff like that, which is fine. This isn't a provincial park. It's a multi-use park. Some bird feathers here. It's a lot of hawks and stuff in this area, so I'm sure, would almost be sure that it was a hawk that took out a bird. So yeah, one of the other areas I wasn't thinking about when I was thinking about that, it's Malden Park, Ojibwe, Black Oaks, and Spring Garden are the four main areas, and then a couple little side wood lots and stuff like that that they're trying to protect as well. So it's all for the good of mankind. It's kind of an interesting perspective. Let me kind of move over a bit. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys will be able to see them on the GoPro. I got some pictures from this time of the year that I can put up, and that is the Detroit skyline up in the distance past the meadow here. So we're going to cut up over here. It's midweek on a Wednesday, so there's some people here, but not a lot. Beautiful first day of winter, guys. I don't even feel like winter, actually. So now we're going to make our way up to the highest part of Malden, and then we'll probably make our way down and on our way over to Ojibwe. I'll have to walk alongside of one of our roads here for a bit to get there, but it is what it is. I do believe there's a walking path that takes us there now. It will be paved at one time. It may not be now, but that's fine by me. So beautiful area here. Just about at the top here. It's not very high. I think it's like maybe 400 feet. You can see the Renaissance Center, Casino Windsor on the right. If the GoPro will pick it up, is our casino on our side, but all the other big buildings are Detroit. So when we get to the top here, it'll be an interesting shot, actually. I was going to bring the drone today, and if I would have known it was so little wind, I would have. So we get to the top of Malden Park here. Someone's had a fire up here, probably one of the garbage cans that they took away, but you're not supposed to have fires up here or anywhere in the park, and that's just because for obvious reasons. So I don't know if you can see it, guys, but that is right over there is the old, well, the not old, but the existing Ambassador Bridge that goes from Windsor to Detroit, from Canada to the US. And right there, those two towers are the new Gordie Howe Bridge that's being built to cross the Detroit River as well, linking Canada to the US again. So you can hear all the noise, you can see all the factories, the pollution spewing out over there. So it's a fragile existence, these parks, guys. It really is, but it doesn't mean they're not worth fighting for, in my opinion. I mean, to me, it's all the more reason to fight for them. The water across there is a water treatment, our Windsor water treatment facility. So I'll kind of give you a little panoramic. Got some many videos from here. Last spring when I started out touring season, I left from here and I went to Wheatley Provincial Park. Really cool spot though, I really love it. I mean, I do sometimes take it for granted, or I used to. I found in recent years I really started appreciating it a little more. Oh, I wanted to show you this too, just so you get an idea for the multi-use. Off-road bike trails, danger, used at your own risk. So yeah, you can use, the trails are multi-use, but some of them are specified for bikes. So when I'm walking on them, when I see people mountain biking, I yield my way to them. So if you were riding, you would be going the wrong way. They have directional trails here just to avoid any disasters. So yeah, we're gonna cut through this tall grass here, which is pretty sweet. All right, so yeah, this is one of the unfortunate things about park right in the city, is this kind of stuff. I'll pick it up just because it's so visible, but there's all kinds of garbage around. I do often come through with a bag and pick stuff up, but a lot of this stuff you see here like that is when they planted trees way back when they planted this park. They had the protective stuff on the trees, and as the trees grow, they bust out that plastic, and it was everywhere. They've gotten a lot of it. So yeah, you can see the trails here, that they are built for bikes. You can see the berms here. We're gonna cut down this way. Yeah, so I've been in this part frequently. I haven't been here in a while, but it's not long enough to be fun to go down it. To be honest with you, it is more of a challenge to try and climb this, and it is climbable. Let's get a look from the down there. Yeah, so it's probably steeper than it's going to look here, but I've climbed it on both sides of these trees here, and it is totally climbable. Although those roots have gotten more exposed over the years. But this is the problem. Kids hang out around here, and I know it's kids because it is. I just know that. And it'd be fine if they cleaned up after themselves. I'm sure some of the garbage is from adults too. So yeah, let's just cut through here. That picnic table, I'm pretty sure used to be over here though. Someone dragged it over here. Yeah, because I used to use that picnic table quite frequently. So here's where the parks come and drop a lot of the dead wood that they gotta get rid of at times. Quite honestly, I'm surprised no punks have set this on fire. You can see just horrendous. I'm gonna have to come out here with a bag. All right, let's continue on. Yeah, so we're about to leave Malden. I'm gonna have to walk along to record that. I'll make some time. What I'll do is when I get to Malden, I'm gonna decide if I'm gonna go to Black Oaks. It's actually incredibly nice out right now, so I should probably take advantage of it. And we'll see what we can put together for a video from this. You can see this stuff. I always just call it lettuce. It grows all year round. The rabbits do eat it. I have seen them eating it. But it always grows in amongst the leaf litter and these tall grasses. I'll have to find out the name of it. So there's the parks yard right there. Some more garbage. To be honest though, I don't see garbage cleanup happening very often in here. By paid workers, I should say. I do see volunteer groups doing it and stuff like that. All right, so we're gonna jump up on the road and then head over to Malden Park, and I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. What a hot mess in here. Should have filmed what going around that. It's just a little bit of chaos. This is the new trail I was talking about though, going to Ojibwe, so let's go. All right guys, we have made it to Ojibwe Park, and there you can see the city bus going by. That old car's always got, across the street there's always got something going on for whatever season it is. But yeah, the old pond. Things have changed a bit. This nature center is newer in the last 10 years, I do believe. Yeah, I thought it might be a bit busy here because it's so nice out. So what I thought I would do, guys, is like I said, I wanted to come out, get some nature in me, take you guys along, and then I'm gonna sit down. I brought my Yeti with me, my thermos, to test out how long it'll keep my coffee hot. And I thought I'd sit down and talk to you guys about what's been going on, the plans for the season and all that stuff. So I'm gonna make my way into the little more less traveled part of the park, and we'll talk there. Yeah, so these wood chips are what they use on all the trails around here. So even if you wanted to ride mountain bikes in here, it really wouldn't be that good. It's very slow surface, very soft and spongy. Nice for walking and running on for sure, but not real conducive for big speed. You're allowed to bring dogs here, so just to give you an idea of the difference, Malden Park's more of a city park, whereas this is more of a nature park. So this trail is called the Pin Oak Trail, as you can see. And just a little few pictures of what kind of flora and fauna you can see here. Just a couple of the different types of birds that are here. So the 1.5 kilometer trail meanders through the southern half of Ojibwe Park's Carolinian Forest. The forest understory is more lush along the first half of the trail at this part of the park and has not been burned for many years, many decades. Once beyond the footbridge, one will notice the more open understory, which is typical of oak woodland managed by prescribed burning. All right, let's go. I often like to take the trail along the fence there, but this one's more interesting to make a video from, I guess you could say. So yeah, what they're talking about is all these trees here are really old. There's a lot of prescribed burns in these areas to help them function more naturally, if you could say. That kind of sounds weird, but fires are part of most forests' natural life process. Some pretty big down trees, which is pretty normal. There's a pretty sandy soil here. I'll show you these ones here. Yeah, so this was once a pretty massive tree at one time. It's not an oak, I think it was a poplar, or it is a poplar, but it's just no longer living. Massive. Another pretty good sized dead one over here. Yeah, this one was an oak tree. See how rotted they were though. Too bad you don't have smell-o-vision. There you get a good idea of what I was talking about how sandy the soil is, eh guys? Very sandy. Alright guys, so I've broken out the old stool and I am having a little coffee break as you saw. So yeah, we're just at Ojibwe Park right now. I was possibly going to go over to Black Oaks as well, but it's clouding over now, sun's going down, so probably only have about another good hour of light left. So I thought I would just come over here and talk to you guys. I kind of wanted to get out today, not just to get out in nature, which is always a good thing, but it's December 21st, so I wanted to make sure that I got out and said Merry Christmas to all my friends and family. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope the holidays treat you guys really great. It's been a hard couple years, and I think we all really deserve it, right? So on that note too, I know the holidays can be really hard for some people, myself included, so if anybody watching this is having a tough time, please know that I understand, and if you ever need someone to talk to, I am always here for you. It doesn't even matter if you're someone watching this for the first time. Sometimes all it takes is two good people to talk to each other, even if it's for the first time, to make a difference, right? So feel free to reach out to me. I'd always be glad to talk. So yeah, like I said, I just kind of wanted to also come out and talk about what's been going on, which is really not a heck of a lot, unfortunately. We're in a really weird part of the season for Windsor. We're no snow. It's barely been cold out. I guess Christmas Eve and Christmas Day are supposed to be substantially colder, so maybe that'll make it feel more Christmassy, but haven't been doing a heck of a lot as far as adventuring or touring or anything like that. Obviously, it's my downtime, and that's mainly due to not having a vehicle, which I had hoped to have one by now, but still working on it, guys. Not going to get into a lot of detail about that. I'm a lot challenged financially, so I'm going to make it happen 100%, but it's just going to take me a little more time, that's all. Hopefully next year by this time I'll be able to drive to warmer climates or do some hot tenting because I'll have a vehicle to drive to places. But going forward for 2023, I am going to be working at City Cyclery Bike Shop. Pretty much full-time, but I'm still going to try and get out and do some tours, but I have to work consistently this coming summer. I have about a year and a half before I do the Great Divide mountain bike route, and I really need to save up for that. Ideally, I'd like to be saved up for that and a new vehicle and be comfortable in that way. So this summer is going to be about working, but I'm also going to get out and doing some adventures. So Bob, if you're watching, I am definitely interested in doing that ride with you that we've talked about. And I'm hoping that maybe I can get you to come on a couple more rides with me. So that's something that we can definitely talk about. So Bob, if you're watching, I don't know, be prepared for some adventure this summer if you're in for it. I definitely am. So looking forward to that. But also this summer I'm going to try and get out on a few trips. I have things in mind. I'm not really going to mention them because it's all going to kind of be fluid depending on what's happening at the bike shop with other people's time off and stuff like that, right? I need to be fair to everybody. My friend Taylor works at the bike shop, and he's a triathlete, and he's got his schedule to stick with too for races and training and stuff like that. So, but I do want to do a bunch of things. So it's going to depend on a few things. I'm getting my passport, and I want to be able to travel to the States. So there's a couple things I can do there. So like I said, nothing real set in stone. I'm probably largely, though, for the most part, going to stick in Ontario. There's a couple rides I want to do in Ontario. Rides that people have already routed out and are on different sites and stuff like that. I'll keep you informed, like the BT 700, the Colt, which is the Central Ontario Loop Trail, and a couple other ones that I want to do. I'll keep you posted as those come up throughout the season, though. As far as the Priority 600X bike goes, I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that yet, guys. As I have already mentioned, finances are a problem with me. So even though they gave me a discount to get the bike, and it's not really a super expensive bike to start with, it's still several $1,000s that can be put to a vehicle or my Great Divide mountain bike route. So unless something really changes financially, that's going to be on hold for a bit anyway. So I just wanted to touch base about that. And like I said, the Great Divide mountain bike route is kind of going to be the focus going forward for the next year and a half, and all my rides going forward before that are going to be kind of in training for that as well, but also just because I want to get out there and do it. I'm still trying to hopefully do the Great Divide mountain bike route with JP, who has a YouTube channel called Biking 360. Go check it out. A lot of logistics to plan out, obviously, with doing the route to start with, and then having someone coming all the way from Thailand where JP lives involves a whole other bunch of planning too, right? So hopefully we can make it work out, and hopefully JP can get over here and join me for that, but I'll keep you posted about that as well. If you're watching, JP, Merry Christmas, and hope all is going well, buddy. I hope to do at least one trip a month, guys, whether it be cycling, canoeing, backpacking, whatever. One adventure per month per se. And another thing I'd like to knock off the list this summer is to get a skydive in. I haven't done it. I've wanted to do it for a long time. Both my cousin Bill and my cousin Jesse have done it. So I'm going to try and recruit one or both of them to join me for something like that. All right, guys, I'll just finish off by saying Merry Christmas, and I hope you guys have a really great holiday season and all the best in the new year, guys. It's been a really tough couple of years, so let's make this 2023 a really good one. I'm going to try and do my best with all the preparations gearing towards 2024 and the Great Divide mountain bike route. So stay tuned, and I hope you guys all get out there over these holidays and do something you love. Cheers.